Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome back. The NBA bit has returned. Who do we got in the chat this morning? We see Boston bases up in here. We got Sneeps in the house. We got Stubbs up in here. Jump Shooty, Patty Coin. Gang's all here. Gang's all here. Busy day today in the artist formerly known as Team Hold Streets. Oh, happy birthday, Keontae George. Thank you, Common Man. Keontae Hive, stand up. We had a busy day today, guys. 3DK's here. Love it. This is what we have going on, all right? We have Live Before Lock returns tonight at 5 o'clock. Live Before Lock, our third consecutive show with the worldwide WAB. Rob Perez is going to be joining us. We got some members-only streams today, which sounds way more sexual than it is. But we do have some members-only streams. 1 p.m., we've got our daily show, right, where we're breaking down some underdog ranks. We got a big old slate today. We actually have 2 slates today. Because there's so many games tonight. And then we have Live After Dark as well. Also, look at Weisberg in the chat. Good to see you. And then listen, for you investors, for you oversubscribed bros, if you're in the Discord, you saw this, but we have a little get together today at noon. So that means 9 a.m., noon, 1, 5, 7. Woo! Sound like Rain Man out here, but we got a lot of content coming at you. Excited about it. Hope you guys enjoyed last night. We were right, a 3-game slate last night, a little funky. I will say we had a nice little 7th place underdog finish in the daily. We'll take it. And then Jamar Chase went for 5,000 yards last night. That was fun. But today we got a lot to get into. We've got a lot of fun. We're going to cover some of Wednesday's stuff, a little bit on Friday. Oh, I should shout out 2 other things quickly here. One, if you're not following the Hoop Sense show on Instagram, please go do that. Please go do that. It's good for the brand. And then also, it might have gone up this morning. It looks like it hasn't gone up yet, but the first official Hoop Sense episode should be dropping today. So stay tuned to that if you haven't jumped in. But that's what we got going on. That's the business. That is the business. All right, let's share some screen. Let's do some stuff. Let's get into the action. First and foremost, I forgot I adjusted. Oh no. Well, actually, this should still work, right? Let's see if it still works the way we wanted it. Might have to adjust on the fly here. I forgot we had Weisberg on the show. So what does it look like when I share screen here? Sorry, guys. This is what happens. This is what happens when you are by yourself. Yeah, crap. All right, hold on. Hang tight here. Hang tight, hang 10. Actually, I'll let you still see what we got going on. We got some Chef Curry. We are going to start with the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors, who I didn't really give enough credit here to start the season, because even when they were like winning their games, right? It was like, well, yeah, they're playing. Look at these teams that they're playing, right? Here we go. Let's see. I think I did it on the fly. Let's see. Add to the stage. Yes. I don't think I was giving the Warriors enough credit, right? It's like, oh, congratulations. You beat the YouTube, you beat the YouTube. You beat the Utah Jazz. You beat like the Portland Trailblazers, the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, congrats, because the Pels have looked like dog do, right? They go into Boston. Boston, a team that has only lost 1 game. So heading into that, of course, all of the drama around Steve Kerr and Jason Tatum, which, like, clearly that was more drama for fans and media than anybody else. I think we're at the point where no one else kind of gave a shit, but luckily people still talked about it. Sorry, my computer's going a little funky right now. But Steph Curry goes in there, man, and you're like, you know what? We'll throw Drew Holiday at you. We'll throw Derek White at you. All elite defending guards, right? And Steph is like, well, I'm going to go 4 for 9 from 3, 7 for 7 from the line, 8 for 17 from the field. We'll go 27-9 and 7. Flirt with that little trippy dubby. With 4 steals, a block, only 3 turnovers, considering how much usage. And he did all that in 34 minutes. Also, Andrew Wiggins getting a little return to form. Like, in the box score, you're not really seeing it. 16 points, whatever. Has anybody defended Tatum better than Andrew Wiggins? Like, and I know we saw Andrew Wiggins' little flash in the pan a couple years ago when the Warriors went on to beat the Celtics in the finals. But, watching that game, man, he did seem like he's able to lock up Tatum. Tatum got going in the second half, and like the shots started falling a little bit more. And we should note, like, the Celtics are going to have some games like this where they shoot poorly from three-point land. Only 35%, 19 for 54. There's that crazy stat where if they don't hit over 23s or something, or 40%. I forget what it was. Weisberg said he didn't feel like Wiggins defended him well. I thought he did a pretty good job with him in the first half and locked him up a little bit. Tatum ends up getting going in the second half. And then, all right, Weisberg, we can agree to disagree, and you can go at Steve Kerr. I thought Wiggins played him pretty well there. Again, 16 points for him. Draymond's had like a interesting season so far. Just a lot of 9, 6, and 4. Not really seeing the ceiling of Draymond, but Draymond, doing Draymond stuff. Moses Moody got the start there with no pod god. No Pajemski on there in that game. Obviously, Celtics without Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis. Neemias Queta, though, pride of Portugal, baby. Pride of Portugal. He was out there balling in his 28 minutes, 14 and 8. He got the start alongside Al Horford. So they kind of went double big. Be curious what they do tonight. I forget who they're playing off the top of my head. We can probably look at it right like this. They got Brooklyn Nets. I think we've got Simmons back in this game. Claxton should be good to go for Brooklyn. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see if we get some more Neemias. But hey, Joe Mazzulla giving him a little bit more run, bringing some athleticism that, maybe, no disrespect to our guy Lucas Cornett, full name. But I kind of like what Kate has been doing. But anyways, back to the Warriors, man. 7-1, 5-0 on the road, which I think is pretty fascinating. All right, they're 8 games into the season, 5 have been on the road, and for the team that has notoriously been dog shit on the road over the last couple of years to start 5-0. And again, we can discount some of these tanking type teams that they beat up on, but going into Boston, cross-country trip and winning the game, I think that's pretty impressive. Tonight, they get another test on the road with the Cleveland Cavaliers, who we're going to move to here next, who have yet to lose. So if they're able to, and I think they play Cleveland twice, or maybe they have the Bucks coming up too. If they are able to, keep this run going, maybe we have to rethink the ceiling of the Warriors. And I think the biggest change that we've seen from Golden State this year, the turnovers are always going to be there, but the defensive nature of Golden State is different, man. They're just playing real defense. Cleveland and then OKC. Thank you, Mike. They're playing some real defense. So I think we might have to readjust the ceiling on the Golden State Warriors. Again, small sample size. We're only 8 games in. We probably all need to chill out a second. But I do think there's some room to run here in little Steph Curry twilight, this twilight of his prime. Ooh, excuse me, that caught up on me. Let's go to Cleveland, who took it to the Pellies. This was a weird game, and I wanted to go to Cleveland because they are now 9-0. Also a team that's 5-0 on the road. Regulator was asking what's going on with Pop. Yeah, they haven't addressed the nature of the health scare. However, Shams was on ESPN, I think, earlier this week and said that it was very serious, and they expect to be away from him from the team for a little bit of time. So, but they haven't gone into it too much. Cleveland, though, man, Donovan Mitchell, they got a 29-point game from him. You got a big double-double from Jared Allen with 16 and 12. Mobley, 15 and 9, had 3 blocks as well. Garland, another 14 and 9 game with only 3 turnovers. Pelicans, man, are in a weird spot. Zion ended up this game with 29 points, 8 boards in 29 minutes. Zion left the game. Halfway through. I want to say it was late in the second quarter, but then did come back and was able to play. He's questionable for tonight, but the Pelicans, man, are in a tough spot right now. 3-6, 2-3 at home too. And it's not getting any easier. They play the Orlando Magic tonight. I believe they're favored by 5. I think we'll look at that in a little bit. But again, man, 38 minutes from Brandon Boston Jr., 35 minutes from Jose Alvarado. It's a lot to ask. That's a lot to ask from those guys who are solid role players. Boston Bay says 0 days off except for Tuesday and Thursday if your Mike's a carrying. I think I dropped something on Tuesday too, didn't I? Didn't I put value hunting up on Tuesday? Maybe that was Wednesday. I thought I did it on Tuesday. So either way, Boston Base, nice try. How'd you do in fast break, Boston Base? Did you win anything? Or did you? Oh wait, what's Are you guys hanging out with Joachim Noah in a Zoom? Is it? Are you guys all zooming together today? Cooking with Joachim? Is that today? All right, let's keep going though. So yeah, Cleveland is just on fire right now. They really are. I was supposed to switch to the last unbeaten. There you go, bang. And the reason they are the last unbeaten, in a real surprise on Wednesday night, Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets go into OKC without Jamal Murray, without Aaron Gordon, and I think this is just a reminder that Jokic is so freaking dominant. Uh, Again, sneaky cough this morning. Um, just awesome stuff from Jokic. Look at this performance here. He still took 20 shots, which I think he probably wants to take a little less. Goes 20 points, 23 points, 20 rebounds, and 16 assists with 2 steals and 2 blocks. Just clearly dominant. And I think one of the cool like not transitions, sequences at the end of the game. Nuggets are up 2. Peyton Watson goes to the line with like 10 seconds left or whatever it is, with a chance to ice this game. Peyton Watson bricks both free throws. All of a sudden, Shea has the ball, gets to his spot, puts a layup up, and it looks like Watson's going to contest, and Shea puts enough on it to like get to the glass. And all like Peyton Watson, go gadget arms, just like rises up and slaps that shit away. It was a super impressive play by Watson. And I think, with Aaron Gordon missing all of this time, he's their best defensive player, right? And now Peyton Watson has to be that guy that steps up. When we look at the minutes that are played, Peyton Watson played 34. You had Michael Porter Jr., who gave him 24 points. And this is what Michael Porter Jr. needs to do. Yeah, he's going to rebound a little bit, but he's got to take 10 threes a game. He has to. And he's got to be making 4 or 5 of them. He has to be a threat. Otherwise, they are screwed when they're running out this starting 5 of Russell Westbrook, who Russ went 3 for 4 from 3. We're not going to see that again. Christian Brown, 4 for 8 from 3. But again, Jokic was the story. But Russ, 29, 6, and 5, man. When it back home, I'm coming home, right? Goes back to OKC, smokes them. Stan Love says he's taking Denver in a series over OKC. Wowzer. Okay, that's a little spicy. I don't know if I'd go that far, but they put it to an 8-man rotation. Dario Saric, if you had Dario Saric bags, pour one out for Saric, because this might be Rap City, bitch, because this is the 8-man rotation. Julian Strother's playing 27 minutes off the bench. When Jamal Murray comes back, I think we see Julian, like obviously Russ goes back down to probably 25 to 27 minutes. Strother's probably closer to 22 to 25 minutes. And then you're not going to see a lot of Hunter Tyson, but excuse me. But yeah, they 8-man rotation there. I also would say, again, agreed, would take Denver over OKC. I think we're forgetting a little bit here that Isaiah Hartenstein is not there yet. And I do think that changes a little bit of the dynamic here between these two teams. However, on the man, we're losing our voice already. We get a long day. On the OKC side of things, Chet Holmgren with a double-double, 15 and 10. He's been kind of all over the place. Common Man says Hartenstein's not helping versus the Nuggets. I mean, that's wrong. I think one of the reasons that they need Hartenstein is to rebound here. I think that's one of the key reasons they'll run into. They got out-rebounded here 55 to 47. I think Hartenstein provides a nice defensive presence, also like a good role man. I think you're misjudging. I think you're too high on your Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford that you can't see through the noise. Hartenstein is going to be pretty impactful for this team, and it gives them a lot of different options there. But anyways, 28 and 6 from Shea. You got an insane game from J-Dub. 29, 10, and 9 is pretty important there. Pretty important. I mean, you just look at, they played AJ Mitchell 9 minutes. They played Ousmane Dieng 10 minutes. Like Hartenstein needs to take those minutes away from them. But a great win for Denver, who's been struggling, right? 5-3 now. Again, 2 of those wins coming against the Toronto Raptors, 1 against the Brooklyn Nets. I think we got a long way to go in this Denver season. Jamal Murray, I believe, is out again tonight. Let me, or maybe he's questionable. Let me double check this. He's still battling the concussion protocol stuff. Let me see here. Let me see what we got for the late slate for the Denver Nuggets. Anthony Davis looks to be back tonight. Jamal Murray's questionable, actually, and it looks like he might be good to go as they are playing Miami. So buckle up, Stan Loves. Let's see. Hartenstein was one of the best offensive rebounders last year. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But good win for Denver. And I think they're just trying to stay afloat right now as they figure out what their rotations are. I do think, and we've seen a couple of veteran teams make some adjustments here with their rotations. But I think to shrink down to 8 minutes is pretty important. Obviously, you don't want Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. playing 40 minutes a game this early in the season. But I like that they're giving Hunter Tyson some run here. Hunter Tyson's not going to do too much for you, but, another shooter, only had 2 points and 4 boards in that game, came in and gave you some fouls. But I like that they're testing some stuff out. I wonder if we see some Jalen Pickett at some point too, the other young guy from Denver. But good win for Denver. Let's go over to Philly. We'll talk about Philly and the Phoenix Suns. I believe it was the Phoenix Suns that night, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, it's Philly and the Los Angeles Clippers. So the Clippers get another dub, 110-98. Clippers are now 500. The Sixers are 1-6. And we'll talk specifically about the game here in a second. But more importantly, what happened from this game is Tyrese Maxey got dinged up with a little hammy, and it sounds like he's going to be out a handful of weeks. So the Sixers are in trouble. If you're a Philly fan, there's some bad news here for Philly fans. And it looks like they're not going to be right until post-Thanksgiving, and it doesn't mean that this is like doom and gloom, but you could probably kiss home court advantage goodbye here. Oh, wow. Thank you, Bus and Base. McCain, Tesla just continuing to hammer the McCain stuff. Yeah, I know he's not doing much. Also, man, we're seeing fucking Reggie Jackson, guys. I did not know Reggie Jackson was on the Sixers, and he's playing too many minutes. He'll now be playing more with no Maxey. But yeah, Maxey's not going to be healthy for the next until after Thanksgiving. Will be the first time they get their core together, right? Paul George has been a little funky to go to start the season. I know his stats have looked good, but he looks a little funky. And then they, Embiid is back on Tuesday, just in time for the in-season tournament. In this game, though, Drummond had almost a double-double, 9 and 10. Kelly Oubre gave him a little something with 18. Paul George with 18 and 7, but had 4 stocks as well. And then off the bench, man, we were just like victory lapping all of the sign, Yabusele. You know what? Maybe we overvalued the guy doing some stuff in the Olympics a little bit. No disrespect to Yabu. He played 10. KJ Martin's giving him something off the bench. Kyle Lowry's playing 20 minutes a game, scoring 0 points. And then you got McCain, Ricky Council IV, all that stuff. On the Clippers side of stuff, man, OKC owns their pick, by the way, top 6 protected. Yeah. OKC's going to be having a couple of lottery picks this season, although Clippers trying to stay out of it. James Harden, I think what was impressive about this win, winning by 12 against the Sixers, is Harden really didn't do shit. 18, 6 and 4, but considering what he's been doing lately, Zubac 15 and 9, he's slowed down a little bit, but you'll still take that from him. And then Storm and Norman Powell 24 and 6. I know everybody in Boston's been doing a little circle jerky of Peyton Pritchard of 6th man of the year. I think the reason he's going to get 6th man of the year is Norman Powell's starting. Norman Powell has been balling. He's been so good this season. I think he's averaging like 26, 25 a game so far to start in this early parts of the season. But good stuff from Storm and Norman. I just can't figure out this Clippers team, and if it's that I think they're tough. I think that's the difference, right? They're a tough team. I don't think there's going to be a lot of letting go of the rope, at least early on in the season, by the Clippers, and they'll be able to hang tight in some. I don't think people are going to go into LA and just smoke them, which is not what I thought was going to happen. So give Ty Lue a little love here. Wish there was a comeback player award for the NBA. Yeah. Wow. Who would get it here? Who would get it? Norman Powell might be in the most improved conversation, though, if he's going to average close to 30 points a game. And then Norm Powell, secret SORARE weapon. There you go. Love to see that. But yeah, tough news for Philly, man. They're a little bit in trouble here. Before we go to the Buck stuff, let's see. Is there any other big games from Wednesday night that we needed to discuss? Charlotte got a nice little putback win. I don't know how many people saw that, but Brandon Miller got the rebound, put it off the glass and in at the buzzer to give the Hornets a win. I think was it Jaden Ivey who made a nice play on the other end? Jalen Duren, a lot of Jalen. Jalen Duren got hurt in this game. He left halfway through. He's already been ruled out for tonight. So I hope it's cold where you are because beef stew's on the menu for tonight. Miles Bridges got hurt. He's going to miss a couple of weeks. And you know what? I usually don't applaud injuries, but fuck yourself, Miles Bridges. Love to see that. Get out, get out. But they're in a fun fantasy pace environment. We can talk a little bit about that. Magic are in trouble without Paolo, guys. They dropped this game to the Pacers. They kept this one a little bit closer. Franz Wagner looking like he's in some good shape here. He's playing good basketball for him. I think he dropped like 28 in this game, maybe it was. However, they just don't have enough right now. And I mean, he had 28 and 8. We got the Pacers got a Jarris Walker sighting. And if you're playing on SORARE, you see he's probably popping a little bit. He's benefiting from all the injuries from like the bigger boys on the Indiana side of thing, right? No Isaiah Jackson, I don't believe, and no James Wiseman, which is why Miles Turner and Jarris Walker project so good. We also have Knicks Hawks. This is an interesting one, man. Reece Shea lit him up with 33 points, and the Knicks, man, are just having a tough time defending. I know that's against Atlanta. They were on the road, but they just don't look in sync just yet. And Karl-Anthony Towns has been putting up big numbers, but I wouldn't say at the expense of Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson looks like he is tired. He looks like he is tired. Tesla, actually, you know what? Tesla said, have you given your Halliburton thoughts yet? I think we could put Brunson and Halliburton in the same category. They, both suffering injuries towards the end of the season. Both put in like a heavy load last year. Brunson didn't play in the Olympics, but he also like broke his wrist right before. I know you guys don't believe in Isaiah Hartenstein, but he kind of unlocked some of the stuff that Brunson was able to do. He was just like the perfect role man, where Karl-Anthony Towns isn't really rolling, right? He's helping space the floor, but Brunson just hasn't been able to like get to his spots in the same way that he was last year. Like the magic feels a little gone. I think that's more short terms, like small sample size stuff. I imagine as this Knicks team gels a little bit more, I'm not really concerned about them not being good long term, but this was like a tough loss for them. I mean, you look at what they did here. They gave up 39 points in the second quarter, 32 points in the fourth quarter. Towns did finish with 34 and 16, but Trey after the game was pretty funny. I don't know how many people saw that interview, but he was getting the game was in Atlanta, and there were a lot of Knicks fans because Knicks travel well, and there's Knicks fans. It's like the Yankees, right? And he was just telling them to get out. It was a funny interview, just being like, yeah, they can get out of here early or whatever it was. Good stuff there. Tessa said Hallie can't even hit the free throws. Very strange. Definitely feel like something's lingering. Yeah, and I don't know, man. Maybe there's something up top going on, right? Where he doesn't feel confident in his shot right now after getting off to a slow start. I hope that we don't get a little Rajon Rondo from him, where he is almost like passing up layups here so he doesn't have to go to the line. I don't think that's going to be the case. Again, I want to give it a little bit more time. They play, I think it's Charlotte tonight, right? I think it's Charlotte and Pacers tonight, and that should be like a big up and down environment. So we'll see. Let's see what his numbers look like. I don't want to take too much away from his performance against the Orlando Magic when he's getting the Suggs treatment and the KCP treatment, like a lot of good defenders on that team. So we'll have to wait and see. Miles Turner did have a good game in that one. We mentioned Jarris Walker. Siakam, I think they had 5 different players score over 17 points in that game or something like that. Wild number. Hey, can we do a little Wemby check-in? Wemby, man, been kind of weird, right? He had a tough game against Houston, and like box scores wise, had a tough game against Houston. And then, but like you look at it and you're like, well, he only played like 24 minutes or whatever it was because the game was out of hand. Fred VanVleet was absolutely cooking in this game. But then last night against the Trailblazers, kind of didn't do anything in that game either. And this was a more competitive one here as I go over to last night. We'll come back to some of the Wednesday night stuff too. God, man. But you see this game, right? Keldon Johnson led the way off the bench. Shout out Keldon Johnson, which helped me get my 7th place finish last night. He had 17 and 11. But Wemby, Wemby in 32 minutes, 4 for 13 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, finished the game with 12 points and 8 boards. And like, listen, if you got 7 stocks, all right? So that's basically 21 fantasy points right there just from the stocks. However, it's just a little concerning seeing the 12 and 8. And you don't have the excuse to be like, well, they don't have a point guard to give him the ball. Like Chris Paul knows what he's doing out there. Shout out Stephon Castle, though, the rook. He is filling in for Beware the Sohan, Jeremy Sohan, who's missing some time here. He had 14 and 6 in that game, had a couple of nice defensive plays, too. But the good news for Spurs fans and for my best ball bags, Devin Vassell, baby. Devin Vassell set to make his return this weekend. Welcome back, baby. Welcome back. But yeah, shut up, big body Keldon Johnson with a nice little 17 and 11 off the bench in 31 minutes. Spurs side of stuff, they get some health back too. Shaedon Sharpe, man, 20 minutes off the bench, 6 for 9 from the field, 13 points. Good to see him back. Tesla saying seeing Wemby struggle should make you appreciate young LeBron even more. Yeah. And then I do want to say that this isn't like, holy shit, we got to panic that Wemby's in a tough spot. I don't think so. I mean, I think Devin Vassell coming back, more shooting, just helps stretch the floor a little bit more. I think Wemby's probably feeling a little bit of a pressure right now. And I imagine as the season goes on, he'll loosen up a little bit more. But I do think it sucks for your fantasy bags, especially like I think about the people who spend some big money on SORARE heading into the season on those Wembenyamas. And I think he's probably been optimal one time. Lakers and Grizzlies, there was no Anthony Davis in this game. Ja Morant left this game early. He's already been ruled out for Friday, but we had a fun LeBron hit him with the too small, and then Ja went and like shoved him later. There we go. Wemby's no Hartenstein. That was a good win for Memphis there. Jaren Jackson Jr. had 20. Ja had another pretty efficient game before getting dinged up. I don't know how serious this injury is. I don't think they're like freaking out too much about Ja, but he has been ruled out for tonight. So get ready for Scottie Pippen. Over under Ja games, I don't know, 67. I think he's going to play most of them. I think he will. And anything else from that game? Luka Magic. Hey, we'll just do a drop. Luka cooked. Let's do a Luka drop. Come on, baby. Let's do a Luka drop. Where's it? Luka Magic. All right. One of the dumber things we need to talk about. Well, Luka 27, 7, 13, by the way. One thing that sucks for Dallas right now, no Derek Lively tonight. I don't think they have PJ or Maxi Kleber. Maybe PJ's back tonight. I'm not sure. So it's a lot of Daniel Gafford minutes. The Heat-Suns game was crazy. So Suns have now continued. There's two trends with Phoenix. They're going to play very close games, and Kevin Durant is going to scorch you in the fourth quarter. I believe he's like second. He's third in fourth quarter scoring this season, behind LaMelo and maybe Cam Thomas. What's different is that only one of those guys is on a good team. Suns 7-1, undefeated at home. 5 of their first 8 games have been at home. Miami had this weird sequence at the end of the game, man. And I got to tell you, when Terry Rozier's looking at you funny for your basketball IQ, you know you fucked up. And Jimmy Butler had one of the wildest sequences, down 3, gets the ball with like a wide open, and like there's probably 9 seconds left. Gets the ball at the angle with a wide open 3. And then I don't know if he wasn't comfortable with the 3. He then like drives to the rack and then like goes to dish it to Hero. And Hero's got like 2 guys on him at this point. It was just the weirdest sequence from Mr. Big Face Coffee. Like coffee should be free the next day, or at least at a 200% discount, considering it's like a $25 cup of coffee. But tough stuff from Jimmy Butler. He'd have looked weird, man, to start this season. 3-4. They can't. It was a bad pass from Terry. What was Jimmy doing? He was wide open on the angle. How can you blame anybody else from that? That was insane Jimmy Butler stuff. No, you can't blame anybody else but Jimmy Butler. You got to know. You have to know like the score, the time. Like, take the shot, baby. You wide open 3. What are you doing? You're Jimmy Butler. Is this what you do? Terrible stuff from them. Let's go look at the Heat here quickly. What's their wins looking like? So they lost to Charlotte. Oh no, it's preseason. Excuse me. They lost to Orlando at opening night, and then get wins against Charlotte, the Pistons. They lose to the Knicks, and they beat the Wizards. So their 3 wins are against the Charlotte Hornets, the Detroit Pistons, and the Washington Wizards. So I don't know. I don't know, Miami. I don't know what's going on with that Heat culture, baby. Dude, oh my god, he had to bat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, Bam has been pretty bad on offense. That has been tough. That has been tough. But speaking of casuals, Stan, that's it. That's the joke. Speaking of casuals, you are a casual. Let's go to the Thursday night action, shall we? Let's go to Thursday night action. So we get the Bucks shakeup. So the Bucks make a big move. Gary Trent Jr., RIP to Mike Weisberg's bags. Gary Trent Jr. played 8 minutes last night. He moved to the bench. They started the young buck, Andre Jackson Jr. here as they won 123-100. I don't know if we're like, oh my God, Doc Rivers, mastermind, Doc Rivers, save the day. No, they played the Utah Jazz. So I wouldn't go too crazy here, but this is the starting five. So they got 30 minutes from Giannis, who missed the last game, comes back, puts 31 and 16 in there. Dame, who played 37 minutes, dropped 34, 7 and 4, also had 4 steals for you. Torian Prince played 25 minutes, didn't do too much. You got Brolo starting at the 5, who did dog shit. And then Andre Jackson Jr. comes in, starts, plays 28 minutes, just 7-4, but he also had 4 steals. Clearly bringing some life into that. Snoop Aloof says Bucks and 5s be back. Also, when you look at the bench minutes, man, so Bobby Portis plays 27 minutes. Shout out to Bobby Lobby. Patty Kahn played 17. But now they're letting AJ Green get some more run too. 12 points in 2 dimes. So we'll have to see. Milwaukee plays the Knicks tonight, I believe, which is why I'm back in on Brunsanity. And we'll have to see. They're on a back-to-back. They're traveling from Utah, I believe, right? Or were they home last night? No, excuse me. They were home. But on a back-to-back, we'll see how they look tonight. I think that was a good move for them. Gary Trent Jr. has just been tough. But anyways, that was a good decision there by Doc Rivers there to just do something a little bit different. Timberwolves had a crazy game, right? So look at this, man. This is a close game. It was they were down 6 at the end of the first. They were down 9 at the end of halftime, and then they were down 5. Right? Is that how math works? They were down 5 going into the fourth quarter. They outscore them 45-24 in the fourth quarter with like 9 minutes left. It was a 4-point game, and then they just went ham. Absolutely nuts. Anthony Edwards, 33 and 8. Rudy Gobert, 21 and 9. They got some Randall stuff too. Chicago's been a little feistier, but whatever. Giddey had a good statistical game. Kobe White did some stuff. Bucci Main, but good win for Minnesota. Now 5-3, and then we already talked about Trailblazers and Spurs. So there you go. Let's catch up on the chat. Snoop says Bucks will be fine. Everyone will figure it out. Doc is a great coach, and it will get everyone to gel. They are probably the best team in the NBA. There we go. That's good. I would try to write what Stan would write as a Heat fan. Well done, Snoop. Well done. Do I watch basketball on your TV or on your computer? Both, Boston Base. It depends. If I'm doing some work while I'm watching, it's on the computer. If I'm not, I'll watch on the television. I can do both. Let's go over to the dog app here for a little. Oh, let's look at tonight's action first, shall we? And then we'll go to the dog app. Hold on. Let me go switch back to the screen. Here we go. And then let's switch this branding as we move to segment 5 of the NBA bid today. All right. So we got a lot of games. So we got Pacers and Hornets. That's going to be fun. Hawks and Pistons, also probably fun for fantasy. Pelican and Magic. We got Zion questionable. That's tricky. Also, 6.5 spread. I don't know. Do we think Zion plays? Nets and the Celtics. Warriors and Cavs, probably the game to watch here tonight. Bucks and Knicks will also be fun. Then Suns and Mavericks will be fun. 7:30 start in Dallas. What's going on? That'll be a fun one, though. And then you get the Wizards and Grizzlies. I won't watch that. OKC against the Houston Rockets. Trailblazers and T-Wolves. Heat Nuggets, baby. Rematch of the finals from a couple of years ago. 76ers and the Lakers, and then Clippers and Kangs. So we got a lot of action tonight. Let's go to the dog. Let's go see what's going on the dog. And then we'll also poke around on SORARE here as we wrap up. And we'll build a pick 'em. So let's look at the results. Let's look at the results from last night's NBA action. So here we go. We had a team finish here in 7th place. 7th place for 1,500 last night, baby. A nice little run for us lately. Dame and Ant-Man. So I had like the 4-5 because it was a 4-person draft last night. So this looks like I had the 4th pick, and I went Dame and then Anthony Edwards, which means somebody took Randall 3 or something. And then we had Giddey, Kobe White, Keldon Johnson, and Denny. So that was how we hit for 1,500. That was a lot of fun. If we go look at best ball here, because we're just towards, I don't know if you guys can hear my dog dreaming in the background. I think right now, looking at this, we have 25 teams advancing here through week 3, which is kind of fun. We'll have to wait and see how the rest of this looks. No point looking at all of this. But let's go. Let's figure out a pick 'em tonight. We have a 50% NHL boost. Hell yeah. I don't want to do that, but let's see. This is where I wanted to start here today. Let's blow this up a little bit. I wanted to see. No, not Durant. Who was it? Wait, because I already put one in. Well, I already put one in today. What was it? Mitchell, Trae Young assist, 10.5. Let's go grab that again. I like the 10.5 dimes from Trae. Let's start with that. You guys build the rest here. 1.1x on that too. 10.5. What else? What are we feeling this morning, huh? What are we feeling this morning? Anybody got a lean on anything? Common man? You want to take some Hartenstein unders? Anything you guys want to do? We could go back to, let's see what Detroit looks like right now. Let's look at Detroit, because Detroit against Atlanta should be fun. I like building one of these things together. We got Cade at 40.5 PRA. Jaden Ivey's been playing really well. I wouldn't hate doing 4.5 is a little under that. Beef stew, though. We're going to see some more beef stew, right? I don't know. Anybody like anything here? Celtics against the Nets. So let's see what, do we have any Nemias lines here? Is it Nemias or Nemias? Cam Thomas, 24.5 points. No, thank you. You got Tatum, 29.5. D. White, Schroeder, Cam Johnson, Horford, Holiday, Pritchard. We do get 15.5 for Pritchard. Wow. Wish we could get Cade turnovers. Yeah, I know, right? Although sometimes they'll list more plays as we get closer. I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think we have it yet. No, we don't have it yet. Stu had a bad game against the Hornets. Very odd. No, he did. I thought stat-wise, didn't he come in? Because I thought he came in and it was like in a few minutes had like a pretty decent stat line, right? Because Duran still played the 10 minutes. Maybe he just did nothing in the second half and I missed it. Because I remember looking at it being like, you got to be kidding me, because he had numbers right away. He played 16 minutes. 16 minutes, and he had 8 points, 4 boards. 8 and 4, in 16 minutes. But it was Paul Reed played 12 minutes too, and he had 13 and 2 with 2 steals. Maybe Paul Reed's the sneaky play over there. Nurk rebounds, I like that. Let's go look at the Nurk boards. Nurk board sounds fun. Surfboard. What is it here? 11.5 boards. Yeah, and it is against Dallas with only. I like that call quite a bit. And then you said Risa points. How much did they move that though? Let's see, 13.5 points. Actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Mike. I want to make sure we're not like overreacting to the most recent game, but I don't hate that call. We already know. Let's see. DeAndre Hunter's already been ruled out. Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. 13.5. That's fun. There we go. We get a 6.8x. Maybe we just do that. Huh? Let's do it. Hornets didn't have a center. Stu should have been huge for what it's worth. He's always killed them. Yeah. I mean, he only played 16 minutes though. All right. So I got to put this on my phone because I know it's not going to let me. I kind of like Halliburton's assist tonight too, especially if we don't think he's going to shoot the ball. Maybe we attack that as well. Hold on. My phone is now being funky. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. So we've got Trae Young assists, we said. 10.5 assists. That's fun. 1.1x on that one. We got Risa points. I like that those kind of go together a little bit at 13.5. The other one, what was the other one we had? Oh, Nurk boards. I really like that call, common man. Nurk boards. Maybe do we just leave it at this, or do we try to find 2 more? Maybe we just leave it at this. Maybe we just leave it at it. That's 6.8x. Let's put, we're just, 25 to win 171. Yeah, Tesla said the concerning thing about Hallie is his inability to create separation lately. Yeah, I'm with you. We're going to leave it at this one here. Oh, that's a good call too, Mike. I'm going to leave it here though. Trae Young over 10.5 assists, Risa Shea over 13.5 points, Nurk higher than 11.5 rebounds. I entered 25 to win 170-150. But of course, as always, with all of this, first and foremost, sign up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, for a 100% deposit bonus match for up to $1,000. But more importantly, none of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? There we go. Beautiful. All right. Went over to SORARE here for a second. Finally put together a lineup here. We put together a contender, a rare contender lineup. We're rolling out Keita, Goga, Turner, Brunson, Jalen Johnson. Let's go. We're going to enter the rare streets and we're going to win week 1. Okay. It's time. So this is the rare contender team for our SORARE streets today. So don't forget to submit your lineups. He said to himself. That's why I submitted it already, because I forgot to submit my lineups. A real quick content reminder over on Elite Fantasy Hoops today, baby. If you haven't become a member, go do that right now, you selfish pricks. We have a members only stream at 1 p.m. We're going to break down the Underdog Daily Streets today. We'll do some ranks. We'll look at the SORARE Daily contests. And then later this afternoon, we'll have Live Before Lock at 5 p.m. Once again, Worldwide Wob, Rob Perez is going to join us halfway through the show at 6 o'clock to bring us to lock. And then we'll have Live After Dark at 7. And then a reminder, if you're one of those Team Hold oversubscribers, at noon today. So just in a couple hours, we're just going to do a couple of updates. If you can't make it, don't worry. You'll be able to catch up later. I can also write some stuff in the Discord channel if you're in there. So that's what we got going on for the rest of today. It's going to be a busy old day. And then stay tuned. We're going to be dropping the Hoop Sense thing. Hopefully today. Guys, you want to know what's crazy about the Hoop Sense thing on Instagram? I don't know how much you guys care about this, but we've been just posting some of the reels from the show. Quentin Richardson's commenting on it. Quinn Cook was commenting on it. You know, like dudes that work for the Ringer sharing the shit, like crazy. And now, rightfully so, they're way more excited about Trae doing this stuff. But we get the dub just by being around, okay? It's just like latching yourself onto the popular people. But that's huge. Probably top shot out of beta, most likely. But there we go. That's what's going on. I will say I got to put like a couple of things about December too. I know it's only November, but as the in-season tournament comes around, we're going to be out in Vegas that Saturday, right? So we're going to the semifinals Saturday. I think it's the 14th, and the finals is right? Is it the 14th? The semifinals is the 14th, and let me just double check. Yeah, we'll be out there Saturday the 14th. Semifinals is that Saturday. We're going to both games on Saturday. The finals is the 17th. And then we're leaving on Wednesday. So staying at Park MGM again, because the arena is right outside Park MGM, which is beautiful. If you're going to be out there, we're going to be hosting a happy hour. I think that's going to be some free drinks. We're going to be hosting a happy hour probably on that Monday. I think on like one of the off days. We're going to be doing some content out there. I actually think Kelsey's going to be joining too. But the December schedule might be a little bit finicky. Around that time and after that time, like leading into the holidays, we might be moving some start times of the show, might be traveling a little bit more. Still will be doing the content while we're traveling, but just, you might not see the same background the whole time. We got Kevin Forge in the house. Let's go, Forchy Main. Love to see it. Hope Forge is good. I think that's it. Anybody got anything else for me? Anything else you want to get into? I can't even talk about TV shows right now. I'm so behind on TV. I haven't watched anything but freaking basketball. Doing these Underdog Daily drafts, taking over my life. And the content. We're doing so much stuff right now. So much stuff. Can we do a man on the streets on a table? Yeah. We're going to try to do some man on the streets stuff. I think I'm going to have some I don't want to say too much because I don't know what it's going to look like just yet, but a lot of fun stuff happening. I'm excited about it. But yeah, we're going to call it there. 46 minutes strong. I got to go take, seriously, Kevin. I'm going to go drink some tea. So, cause we get a long day of talking. Again, please, if you're one of the oversubscribed people, make sure, go see if you can, there's a link in the Discord. Make sure it works for you guys. And then we'll be live on that at noon. And then 1 o'clock members, 5 p.m. Live before lock with Worldwide Wob, and then 7 p.m. live after dark. And then I'm going to go to sleep. Let's get after it. Have a good weekend, guys. Let's do it. See you Monday.